Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Today we're going to be doing a quick fish room update. Now it's been a little while since I posted one of these, and I was actually just in the middle of getting some boxes ready for coral that's going to be going out today. I still have a few more to do, but I wanted to take a break and make this video because again, it's been a little while since I posted one. Yeah, I know it's blue. I'll try to get you guys some overlay at some point, but either way, I wanted to show you guys some changes here. It's the fish room slash printer room? Question mark? Yeah, I think it's safe to say that it's at least 50% printer room now that I've added these last 4 printers down here. And yeah, there is one missing. It's actually upstairs. Sorry, it's blurry there. It's actually upstairs. It's one of my test printers. It's number 16. But either way, we have a total of 22 printers now. 20 of them are Ender 3 Pros, completely upgraded, and then we have 2 Ender 5 Plus there for bigger items, kind of like these larger CO2 scrubber attachments, pretty much anything that won't fit a normal sized bed. And this is actually a dual barb. Is it Niles Quantum 300? I'm pretty sure I'll have to check the Raspberry Pi, but yeah, so that's going on right there. Now, of course, with everything, there's always going to be, well, if you have multiple printers, you know exactly what I'm about to say. There's always going to be 1 or 2 that are not working. Now, granted, I have 22. At least 4 of them are currently down. We have the 1 Ender 5 Plus here, which I'd be interested to know. I'm actually looking for some new hot ends. Now, this one is the Micro Swiss hot end here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but anyways, over time, depending, I know that you have to heat them up and kind of like torque them down so that they will not split and extrude filament. But either way, 3 of these 4 printers that are down actually have the same problem with the same nozzle, and that is that over time the filament starts to come out and then it clogs up and it doesn't work very well. So if you guys know of a better get out of the plastic here, a better nozzle heating end other than a Micro Swiss, let me know. Yeah, I'd be interested to try some new stuff. Now, it's not a big deal. Granted, the one over here, which is number 1, that was actually printing for 6 months before I had any problems. So I'm not horribly mad about it, but it does cause the printers to be down for a little bit. But either way, yeah. So back to what I was saying. There's always going to be printers down. That's why I have 22 of them, so I can continue to process orders and keep up on things that I sell a lot of, you know, all that good stuff. So having many printers definitely makes that easier. If you guys remember, if you've been ordering from me over the last, 6 months or so, granted, I've only been 3D printing for about a year and a half, almost a year and a half now, and crazy how it just started with a keychain, but hey, it was meant to be, I guess. You guys have noticed that my turnaround time has been pretty long, between like 2 to 3 weeks on average, but now I'm under a week for 99% of the things, because I do, again, print a lot of stuff ahead of time, and then I keep a lot of different things in stock, and then now that I have a lot more printers, I'm able to get more orders up and going as they come in. So turnaround time is under a week for most of the stuff. Again, if you're getting a whole bunch of things or anything custom, it takes a little bit longer, but other than that, pretty happy the way it's set up. Now, as I mentioned probably 50 times already, I'm not getting any more printers. And I mean it this time. I at least can't get any more until I move and relocate and rebuild the printer room, which will, by the way, be a real room with not all this plastic and better ventilation, which we'll talk about here in a second. But either way, I cannot put any more printers down here. That's it. I don't have any more power. I can't add any more breakers. I can't do any more than what I got. And yeah, you're probably wondering, what's your electric bill? Well, considering everything that I own, the house-wise, everything, heating, heating, AC, all that kind of stuff is all electric, I'm about $500 a month, which is pretty damn good, with the reef tank and everything. So I'm not upset about it. But yeah, anyway, can't get any more printers. I just can't. I don't have any more room down here. I'm not putting them upstairs because I need to have the ventilation. Now, before, you guys are starting to freak out if you're just starting to 3D print. If you're freaking out that you're, breathing in toxic fumes, you are breathing in fumes. How toxic they are, I'm not really sure. I know that there's some debate about it online. I don't keep these up just for that reason. I keep it up to try to get the heat out of the room. So you can see I have some exhaust fans, which are about 650 CFM. Yeah, so they are pretty decent. Now, everything is kind of plumbed over here. I punch them holes to the door. There's 3 4-inch vents there, and it just pulls all the air out. So if you look up through here, I just added this plastic like an hour ago. So yeah, so there's that 3D printed little vent there, and it just pulls all the hot air and all the fumes and gets them out of the house. So I don't do it just for the sake of fumes. I really do it just to get the heat out, because it's already hot enough down here, and then I have the chiller. I don't need any more heat. And you know, these things are rocking 215 Celsius to 245 Celsius. You know, do the conversion to Fahrenheit. But either way, it's pretty hot. And when you have 22 of them running at one time, which I have actually had all of them running at one time before, believe it or not. And yeah, it's just too much heat. So this really helps remove that and get it out of here. And it serves the double purpose of, you know, getting the fumes out. But yeah, if you're interested in figuring that out, just you know, more about the fumes, just go ahead and do a Google search. You'll find plenty of stuff on it, and you can, you know, put your own opinion in there and, you know, your own judgment call. But that's what I like to do. I feel good about it, and again, it serves two purposes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the printers. They are old faithful. Like this guy right here, number one. I mean, I do have them all numbered for the sake of the Raspberry Pis, because they all have their own individual computers and stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's been going strong for over a year. And then, you know, the brand new guys down here. Yes. And again, Raspberry Pi. So yeah, just basic Ender 3s, all upgraded PCB boards, leveling, you know, direct drive, the whole 9 yards. Of course, the Raspberry Pi, and move this. So yeah, so much for a fish room update, more than a printer update. But yeah, let's get out of here and move over. Packing bench. I just ordered a new blade because, well, I was cutting. Sometimes I get lazy and I'm cutting parts for either the car or something, and it's metal. So sometimes I get lazy and I use the bit. Well, it works good until you don't have enough water and it snaps the bits or the blade. So I just ordered a new blade for that off Amazon. I'll be here soon because I have a couple colonies I do want to cut up. As for the grow out tub, it's doing pretty well. I just added some WYSIWYG. I have some more coming on there, so just keep an eye on the website if you're interested in that. Now, I do have a video coming up soon with the calcium reactor, so you can see we're getting a little low on media there. I'm gonna, of course, top off with the Reamag, but I'm also gonna come over here and show you guys how I go about adding old coral skeletons. If you saw the previous video, we put some in here, so I'm gonna show you guys the whole process of getting these ready to put into the calcium reactor. And I have a large plate coral. I gotta find it somewhere. The big green plate coral, he finally died a little while back, so I have his skeleton I might toss into the actual calcium reactor. So we'll see. But either way, I do have extra media just in case this isn't enough to top it off. We have like 3 more containers here. Yeah, so stay tuned for that video. As for the calc reactor, pretty good. I actually just finished my very first bag of the BRS calc media. I think it's a 2-pound bag or whatever. Killed it in like 3 months. Not even 3 months. Whenever I set this up, it might have been even 2 months ago. It's been a little, not very long, but I mean, that's all that's left. And I mean, this thing just cranks. I am currently dosing about 5,000 milliliters per day. I fluctuated. Of course, I am going to start increasing it here if I don't get this calcium reactor video out soon, because the media is getting a little bit lower. But either way, having both sources for calcium and alkalinity is very good. pH is a little bit higher, of course, with the calc reactor, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, it just, it stirs on the timer. Which, by the way, there is no reason why, other than the fact that I'm too lazy to run another cord, that I have my skimmer swabby and my calc reactor on the same plug. It just was convenient. Some of you guys were asking. There is no reason for that. And yeah, so it just stirs, and as you can see, it just kicked on, and it just starts dosing. It's pretty simple, and yeah, it's nice. Yep. Now, as for the CO2 scrubber, I did take it off because I ran out of the BRS media. It just didn't work very well, and I haven't bought any more. So I just reconnected it back outside, and I have the new carbon filter on there. You guys can check that out on my website, 3D printed carbon filter, and that's been working pretty good. Of course, the pH isn't as high as it was when it was with the CO2 media, when it was actually working before it died, but it's still pretty decent. It's not horrible. So I'm at what today? So I'm almost at 8. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, it's not horrible. I guess it's better than, I had my calcium reactor off for 2 days without realizing it, because, I'm a genius like that. Got down to like 7.43 or something. I was like, ooh, that's probably not good. So, yeah. Other than that, the 300 gallons doing pretty good. As I mentioned in my last video, the nutrients have to be increased. I'm testing rock bottom 0 on everything. I have been dosing pretty good amount over the last few days. Things are starting to come back up. Now, it's going to take a little while for the coloration to come back. As I mentioned before, life gets in the way. Sometimes we neglect our tanks, and it just kind of happened. I didn't know, because I had so much coralline algae, I didn't really notice anything. I mean, I didn't even realize that my wrasse died. I mean, he's been gone for who knows how long. I mean, I don't know. I mean, my little rickety wrasse there that I had back in the 125, rest in peace. I mean, I haven't seen him in there, but he died sometime between the last 3 months and now. You know, I clean the coral line when I can, and then it just you know, just keeps going. But yeah, so yep, I didn't notice in the tank that the coloration wasn't as good as it was supposed to be, and then, you know, if you see now, and I know you guys can barely tell, but like these $500 FLOs are not deep dark green like they should be. They're a little pale. So I'm like, yep, something's going on. So double check my nutrients. I was like, oh yeah, I'm at 0. I should probably do something about that regardless of feeding. So yep, so I'm getting my nutrients back up. Coloration is going to creep back around here in the next week or so. But yeah, it's not horrible. There's still a lot of corals in the tub, which is strange. When I looked at the tub, the coloration didn't look really different. I mean, the $500 FO looked fine in there. So maybe because I don't have as much high, you know, light intensity, maybe with the lack of nutrients that I have on the 300. I mean, who knows? I am rocking a lot more par in the 300 than I am over that tub. So I don't know. But other than that, it's everything seems to be fine in here. That's why I didn't think anything of it. But apparently, yeah, it was a little low. Actually, really low. But yeah, lesson learned on that. Let's see what else I got here. These guys are still doing pretty good. I was considering putting another tub in there just to make it easier to work, but then I thought about all the work I'd have to do to actually take all this apart, and I was like, nah, we're gonna leave it alone. I do plan on moving. You guys have been asking this, and I feel like I've said it a whole bunch of times, but some of you guys missed the videos, I guess. But I am starting the moving process in November. Going through the whole thing. Lumber prices are coming down, so that's a really good sign. If I feel like I have to wait a little bit longer, maybe another year and a half, or another year, or a half a year, or whatever, I might wait just to see if the prices do come down more. But you know, it's a little bit of a debate out there if they're actually going to go back to normal. But I ultimately want to build, but again, depending on how that situation is. So we're going to start in November, and then if the process does start kicking off, you guys better be ready for some serious coral sales, because I'm going to have to get rid of 90% of my inventory, and that's a lot. That's a lot. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, so just, you know, stocking up on inventory. Got a bunch of stuff going. We got the burping over here. We got the packing bench, which I just wheel this joker around. So, you know, bring it over to the tub or whatever tank I need to work in. And then, you know, we got our floats. I don't do this for all corals, but it just depends on what you ordered. You know, our bags, the stapler, all that kind of stuff, additional leftover. And then the packing bench, I added some storage here so I can have access to like dip and caps and keychains, all sorts of stuff that I use a lot of, and then just keep it all nice and organized. Of course, with foam, and then for 3D printed orders, I like to send out candy and keychains for core orders, and then yeah, just that's the packing bench. It's nothing too special. I'm hoping to expand this, making it double the length, if not more, at the new place, because packing takes a lot of room and up a lot of space, and you know, didn't really figure that out until I was actually kind of balls deep in the whole process. But hey, a lot of lessons learned during this building a business down here, and yeah, I think that's about it, guys. What have we been? I've been talking nonstop for 13 minutes. Man, all right, well, and then yeah, freezer. I was just tell you guys, I got 2 of these. This one's full of meat now. The one upstairs still has quite a bit of deer in it, but I got to try to bring that somewhere. I either got to fill up the freezer upstairs or put some down here, because I want to move that freezer somewhere else, because it's almost hunting season, and I hopefully will get a few deer this year and continue to fill up the freezer. So that one's just down here for the sake that it fits pretty well underneath that space. And yeah, any other bow hunters around here? If you're listening, feel free to let me know. But yeah, I think that's it for the video, guys. There's not really much going on here. I got some of my kids' toys and some trash, some extra filament, and then just extra stuff that I print a lot of, and some boxes. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll give you guys a swoop around here, and if you like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. All right, peace.